Yo, this is TDG, and we're going to talk about why you should bring Cursed Body in shared power run battles. Why it is one of the best abilities possible. And I'm actually being serious. It's not just like luck, it's like you just get so many opportunities to do things. So I'm going to play with the sound off, and I'm going to kind of talk you through it. No, wait, I don't want to be fast. I want it to be slow. So I don't like this matchup. When I first see this matchup, tinted lens, beads of ruin, magic bounce, tough claws, regen, intim, dry skin, which makes my drizzle really bad, sheer force. This guy has a bunch of really good abilities, and Golurk is quite good in this matchup too. My Regieleki gets shut down by the Golurk. My Pelipper and my Hydration look bad when I am into Vaporeon and Dry Skin Pokemon. The Dry Skin especially. I have Regen, but it's shut down by Toxicroak, which he probably shouldn't bring, but it's still like he has incredible offense. My team doesn't have that much. I have Cursed Body, which I'm going to tell you right now is amazing. Scrappy, I have this month shut down again. So like we have Regen, of course. It's great. Um, and Scrappy's only good because we have this mouse hold right here. Um, so I'm gonna lead this Deoxys knowing in the back there's this Espeon and there's this knockdown right here. And I'm like, well, right now he doesn't one shot me. So he should have two plays here. He should either go hard into the Espeon and try to block my hazards, or he should nasty plot. So I'll show you the play that I make. So you see, I go hard into mouse hold, expecting one of those plays. And he actually just raw hyper voices. And I'm just like, well, that's really bad. So now I want to get my team back into better health. So I want to go hard into Toxapex. I hope that he does not click Nasty Pot on this turn. And so I make this play into Toxapex. And luckily for me, he does just go for another hyper voice. I would be much lower if he didn't choose to do that. But now I'm going to choose to make another swap into Gengar as he goes into this Chiyu. And I'm going to make an error here. I'm going to forget that he has a certain ability. But first I go Goodra, okay? So he crits me. Gark Pulse does 25. And I decide he's probably switching, right? And if he doesn't, I can scout my item. Toxapex resist fire, forgetting that he has tinted lens. So I make this bad play. It's also weird that he stays in with his Chiyu. Just to be very clear, that's also a strange play. So he's just gonna one shot this Toxapex. And yeah, I mean that's kind of gross, right? So I'm gonna go back out into Mousehold, and I'm gonna make this population bomb play, and I'm gonna hit once, but he's gonna miss Firewest, so I'm gonna get another chance. And it's interesting that he's just choosing to sack this. He doesn't really seem to need to have to sack this Pokemon, but he makes that decision, and yeah. So yeah, that's what he did. So far, the Cursed Body really hasn't helped me because it blocked the Dark Pulse, but it only made him play really weird. Um, so now he goes Espeon, and I'm like, well, I have Deoxys. Surely I don't die in one to the attack that's going to it, and I can get a knockoff, and it's not that useful, right? That's the thoughts in my head. But first, I want to go Goodra. I have regen. Um, but the problem is, right? This is the first play I make. The problem is I get the Spidef drop, and I'm just like, that's where it's like I can't stand on Goodra that well, so I'm gonna make this play. Surely I don't die, right? Wrong. Beads of Ruin and Tinted Lens. Dead. Goodbye, Deoxys. So I've sacked two Pokemon to just not calking at this point. I'm on low ladder figure, right? But you can see that Tinted Lens pops up. So this is going to give me another opportunity to send in something to stop it, right? So I choose to go into Mousehold. This is not the correct decision either. I've made a lot of misplays in this game. because honestly, this is a newer like account. My rating's very low. It doesn't matter to me to calc that much. I assume this guy's not very good. You can see his rating's pretty low, right? Um, so the thing is, he has Golurk. He did bring Golurk, which makes sense. Um, so I click tidy up, and now I'm like, well, okay, I can go for flinches here, but that's freaking stupid. I should never be doing that. That's just terrible because I have Scrappy. And what I can do, so I know Golurk has a 50% chance to run Choice Band here. And I think he's going to Dynamic Punch. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go Golurk. Not Golurk. I'm going to go Gengar on this Golurk to bait out Dynamic Punch. And then what I want to do is hope that he switches out. Preferably into Noctowl. But it could be into anything. Then I want to go to Decidueye. So I'm going to get that. And the thing is, I don't actually want this to live, right? I don't need it to live. But I know I barely should be living Hurricanes with this Gengar with Beads of Ruin. I know it's going to hit because of no guard, but I barely should live it. So it does live. Very close. And from here, what I want to do is I want to trick it. And here's why. It's going to click Hurricane. Then I can go to Decidueye. It's going to click Hurricane. Then, well, actually, I would want to go back and forth almost between these two. I want to sack. I get two chances, right, for him to kill with Hurricane on Gengar and Decidueye. So overall, I'm favored to get a Cursed Body. If I get a Cursed Body, I go Maushold. If I go Maushold, I tidy up. So I initiate the plan. So it kills the Gengar. And we instantly get the Cursed Body. So from here, it provides an instant setup opportunity. And this ability is so amazing because you can get it at any point of the game from any move. So now I could tidy up. And so at this point, I know that since he's no guard, I cannot miss this move. And I know it never runs a Terra that actually lives. And so I kill him. Now he goes Tauros. And I know I don't need a Terra, but I figure at this point I might as well commit. The fact he didn't reveal a different Pokemon tells me a lot. So I kill this. Now he forfeits. So Cursed Body. So this would be another sweep, but unfortunately we already do have a Maushold sweep. But the reason that Cursed Body is so strong, is having it across every Pokemon can completely change the amount of opportunities you get in an already power-loaded metagame. And in certain cases, it can take... so there's a lot of regen in this metagame. So this is not the only time Cursed Body comes into play. It actually can come into play in Stallfest, where, there are like, oh, I know this guy's going to keep clicking knockoff, and I can't actually get progress, but I can switch between two guys that are already knocked off. But eventually, you know that knockoff is going to get Curse Bodied, and then you can progress the game. So, in a lot of circumstances, Curse Body can apply. It seems like it's luck based, but you can actually make it very much not so. And when it applies on everybody, you can keep multiplying those 30% chances. So, for example, when you're on a low ladder, right? This guy with the knockdown, surely if I would have brought in um, this Decidueye Hisui, he would have continued to click Hurricane, not thinking about what if this guy gets that 30% chance and sets up on me. He wouldn't think about that, right? That requires some higher level of thinking that a lot of players um won't see that far, right? And what you will immediately see is you'll see that I brought in a Pokemon that outright loses to your knockout. And you won't be thinking, wow, this guy has Curse Body. You know, people don't think like that. That's not normal to say. Like that's not typically the way that you would be thinking as an opponent. Um, at a higher elo, it might be a consideration. Oh, I hope I don't get curse bodied here. But realistically, um, recognizing that it's game losing is something you also like really need to take into consideration. And then also there's the question, like, what are you gonna do about it? So for this guy, I think he had plenty of options actually. But I still think this is an ability that is one of the most underrated in the entire format. So I wanted to kind of highlight it in a game that is actually sweet, but it's one that we already have done. So hopefully this was interesting. Um, this is one of the, well, in my opinion, one of the abilities that like I will bring very consistently that I think a lot of other people overlook because I see a lot of people benching mons that have this ability. So yeah, yeah. Hopefully this is interesting, and I'll be back with more content. I have about 15 sweeps in the back that I have not uploaded. Some of them I'm planning on waiting for. Some of them I don't think are particularly exciting, and I will save them, and see if I can get something better. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Peace out.